Morning, everybody. So I understand you're a very intelligent audience, which leads me to think that most of you can figure out that what I'm going to be talking about today is how much tax preparation services could help with ACA enrollment, Affordable Care Act enrollment. And when I talk about tax preparation services, I'm talking about both in-person assisters and also software vendors and others who help do-it-yourself taxpayers do it themselves. We're going to talk about three things. When I took a public speaking class, I was told you're always supposed to talk about three things. My suspicion is this has its roots in Christian theology, but even though Purim is around the corner, I'm still going to follow that rule, and we're going to talk about the potential contribution of tax prep folks to enrollment into health coverage. We're going to talk about how that might play out during the current special enrollment period that Bill mentioned and how it could play out in future years. So to begin with, why on earth would one think about tax prep in the context of enrolling the uninsured into coverage? Well, as an exceptionally intelligent audience, you will remember the famous saying attributed to Willie Sutton, great bank robber, when he was asked, "Why do you rob banks?" And his answer was... That's what, oh God, you guys are so smart. Bill, why did you tell me those things earlier? Yeah, it's because that's where the money is. And so why would you think about tax filing as a point from which to leverage enrollment into the Affordable Care Act? Because that's where the eligible uninsured are. If you look at the target audience for the Affordable Care Act, namely uninsured people who qualify for help, people who were uninsured before 2014 when most of the subsidies kicked in, about 3 out of 4 of them file federal income taxes. And I'm not aware of any other setting where we can find as many eligible uninsured. Even the doctor's office, the hospital, less than 60% of uninsured folks receive some health care during the year. So the tax filing moment is an extraordinary opportunity to reach the uninsured, and not just to reach the uninsured in general, but to reach the vaunted young, healthy adults who are uninsured and eligible for subsidies in marketplaces, health insurance marketplaces. 43% of uninsured tax filers who are eligible for subsidies in health insurance marketplaces are those young adults under age 35, compared to about 1 in 4 who are currently enrolled in the marketplace. So one of the big concerns around the ACA has been, how do we make sure that a healthy mix of people are enrolled into coverage, which would keep premiums down? And if you want to get the healthy, young, healthy folks enrolled into coverage, this is a pretty good place to find them. Not only that, there are many people who help the low and moderate income tax filers do what they need to do come tax season. So for example, if you look at folks in the general income range for subsidy eligibility with AGA between roughly adjusted gross income, I'm told we're not supposed to do acronyms, and if I do inadvertently say an acronym, somebody should feel free to throw something at me, because it's like hard to break the habit. So be my friend, throw something if I use an acronym. With adjusted gross income between $30,000 and $50,000 a year, roughly 6 in 10 people, a little bit less than that, file with the aid of a human being, a tax prep person helping them complete the forms. Most of those folks are for-profit tax preparers, but some are volunteer tax preparers. And this is really, really important. There is a long line of behavioral economics research, way longer than my arm, even longer than Len's arm, that talks about how even minor procedural barriers to enrollment can greatly limit participation. And the flip side is, if somebody's helping you fill out the paperwork, you're much more likely to enroll in a benefit program. We saw that play out in the Affordable Care Act in 2014, where among people who were uninsured and went to the marketplace and signed up for coverage, more than half of them had received help from an application assister in enrolling in coverage. And among those who went to the marketplace and did not enroll in coverage, less than a third received help. So the fact that tax preparers are available as human beings or as software, quasi-human beings, to help a low-income person complete the forms could make a big difference in terms of how many actually participate in coverage.